Hello everyone, this is Spot. Welcome back to Shadowrun Returns Dragonfall. If you're just starting out, I would ask you to stop, go back to the first episode, and start from the beginning. Because this is a serial story, it keeps going and things interconnect at a high level. There's an arc, etc. So, otherwise, let's continue. I'm thinking I'm maybe pronouncing this correct, but I might not be. I apologize. I mispronounced quite a few things. So, the Krez Bazaar. Krezburg, home to nearly 500,000 people, and until very recently, Monica Schaefer. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It's also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood that locals call the Krez Bazaar, a safe port in the eye of a storm. The ride back to the Krez Bar is quiet. No one is in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garage piles, the glare of streetlights and neon signs plays across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colors. Soon the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly disembarks the vehicle and climbs down into a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel system. A well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage into the Krez Bazaar. Yeah, Krez Bazaar. Or is it just Kruz? Kruz Bazaar. I'm just going to say Kruz and then somebody can correct me. Kruz Bazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. Here we are. Let's get inside. Yeah, I would assume that is the deal, right? What's up here? Anything? Hello? Hello? Anyone around? Oh, there you are. What is that hanging on? It looks like it's hanging out in midair. I wonder if that's intentional. Okay. Oh well, not a big deal. Just curious, that's all. That's all, just curious. Wait a minute, I went up first. How did you get in front of me? Ah, not cool. Hey, this is kind of interesting. Very ramshackle. You step inside and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, saluted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Paul Amsel. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off of steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part deal-maker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares. Egger's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face has gone ashen. He swallows, takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something the vault security system cooked her brain. It was too quick to be black ice. Something in the vault security system got her while she was jacked in. It was over in an instant. The run was set up. 1 minute she was cracking the safe, the next she was on the ground screaming. I think we should use the abilities we have, so let's go with this one. Glory nods, her motions robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Eager thrust a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. Brush her finger aside. That's bullshit, Edgar. You weren't even in the room. Shove her hand away. Poke me again, I dare you. Ignore it. Let it happen. She jacked in, she screamed, and she seized. By the time we saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. We'll go with this one. No, I wasn't there, and that's exactly the problem. If I'd been in your place, Monica would still be alive and with us. Instead, I left her with you, and now my friend is a corpse in a basement. Look, Edgar, Jack's right. You weren't stuck in that basement with us. You don't know how things went down in there. So do us all a favor and shut it down, okay? Shut it down. Fuck that. Edgar turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that. But you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough and you're gonna get burned. Edgar turns her focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Edgar. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Edgar pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? Edgar, you don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your that is enough! Nah! Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Edgar, you and Zek can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there. Something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we are dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. Monica lived long enough to say a name. Freshwing, she thought hard to tell us. It must be important. Amsel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Firewing? That is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. Firewing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You are far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Fuschring, I wish I spoke more German, is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Fuschring was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Amsel takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There's a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation, and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the Firewing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. But it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. Vauclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the Sox. Or is that SOX? I don't know enough about Shadowrun lore. I suck. I need to read their novels, right? Yeah. This event was called the Dragonfall. Okay, now we get our namesake. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Vauclair as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the Awakening were traumatic, Edgar. Not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public, and in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vauclair and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Fuschring is a bit of historical trivia, and nothing more. Alright, So Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Edgar sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Amsel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall's ancient history. Farshwing has been dead and gone for 42 years. 42 years, nice. But there's one thing that I don't know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, and slowly releases it. I will look into this, and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? Everything went to hell. We were confronted by an Orchid military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy, for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he'd had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I will see what I can find out. Did you note anything else during the run that may be of value? The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. Amsel nods. That much is clear. Yeah, duh, Jack. Just making stupid comments. God. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret. I doubt that the owners, whoever they may be, are too pleased by your escape. What else did you find? That's all we've got. That's not much. Amsel nods, his face is drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? You haven't said a thing about our client yet. Paul, you holding out on us? Whoever sent us knew what we were walking into. We were set up. Yeah, who's paying? Amsel looks pained. I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Do we trust him? I don't know. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux state. He sighs. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took. We need to track down Monica's client and press him for information. It sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably going to rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. Any leads? How do we find this guy? Yeah, we need it fast. There's a man here in the Cruise Bazaar, a Turk named... Oh man, I'm going to screw this up. Altug Burakazi. Burakazi? He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Sevs. I'm American, sorry guys. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. And you think he would know something about Green Winters? Amsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. Altug? One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. For good reason, it would seem. I'll talk to Altug and see what he knows about Green Winters. Pragmatic. Sounds like it's about time I pay Altug a visit. Best to be cautious in our line of work. Should I go? Yeah, I'll go. Very well. Tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already. Sparse through it, maybe. Okay, so far, I'm liking this storyline far more than the original one. The original one felt more like a tutorial. This is really cool. All right, so, ooh, a doggy. That's a pretty large dog. Holy crap! All right, Amsel Dietrich. Where's the guy we need to see? Is this guy? No, that's Edgar. Who's this? Okay, that's Glory. Okay, I can't get around him. Why can I not get around Dante? As you start towards the safe house door, a large, four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh, that's so sad. Oh shit, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dogs, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept. He closes his eyes. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Oh. Scratch Dante behind the ears. Dante leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Jack. Uh-oh. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across Amsel's face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altug, mein friend, Frund. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. And now, I think we should all take a moment. His lips tighten. For Monica. Okay. The dog's following me? Oh. So is he like a constant companion now? Oh, we're going here, I see. Okay, in that case, let's go back and talk to some peeps. Just to make sure we've got the full story here. Let's talk to Dietrich. What's up, buddy? Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all this, there is still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Jack, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and we've got a fallen comrade to drink to. Go ahead and tells Monica I'm drinking to revenge. I don't drink, but I'll join you in saluting her memory. To Monica. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts, with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Jack. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Reasons, I'd rather not talk about it, nothing particular. Time for a long conversation. Dietrich just wanted to pay my respects to Monica. Why do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rhine Megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years. Successful years, at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. It was time for a change, that's all. I remember my old crew betrayed me. I just had to drop out of sight for a while. A run went bad and my team paid the price. Sight. Sure enough, I think that most of the team is here to hide from something. Not me, of course. Given the choice between hiding from something and punching it smack in the nose, you know which direction I tend to lean. But most of the others, yeah. Even Egger's hiding out from something. Really? I do know. Intuition. Got a nose for damaged people. Of course, I've spent most of my life running with and playing for folks who were damaged in one way or another, so that might have something to do with it. So things got heavy back in the Ruplex. You decided to bail out and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much left for me in the Ruplex, and Monica made me a hell of an offer. There was a bit more to it than that, but yeah. If that's right, a hell of an offer. Ah yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. Why do you want to know? We're treading into dangerously personal territory here. You're always this inquisitive. Yeah, I suppose. My life's an open book, so I guess I just sort of figure that everyone else's will be too. So how about it? Want to fill me in? We were business associates, nothing more. We were friends. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. If the bottle's almost empty, and I only took one swig out of the thing, then you must be about to fall over. Patrick takes a final pull on the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. So sad. Is this the stash? I bet this is the stash. Let's see here. Come on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just... you know, having to hit confirm when you don't want to do anything is offsetting a bit from a UI perspective. Alright. Come on. Edgar glares at you and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader? But Monica, yeah, you can apologize for the little outburst you had in front of Paul and the rest of the team. You're wrong about me, Edgar. I intend to prove that to you. We can talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Jack. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Fair enough, but before I go, I have something else to say. Alright, Edgar, I get the hint. I'll give you your space. He turns away. Good call. So much for being objective. Glory is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. She's an android! I don't know. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation, all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Check. Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as always. Can I help you? Hey Glory, how are you holding up? Any thoughts on what we should do next? I have a question for you, Glory, of the personal kind. How are you holding up? Don't worry about me, I'm solid. You sure? You look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you when it counts. Right now it doesn't. Okay, we're just gonna do nothing right now. Do it yourself. Man, we are just with a partying group, aren't we? Okay. I don't think we need to talk to him about anything else at the moment. Okay. So, let's try to actually get something interesting done. Not, you know, but more than just conversation on this episode. Because this is a game where you can spend a 30-minute episode doing nothing but talking. Cool, cool. And Dante's with us. Okay, so it looks like we have a dog. That's kind of cool. I'm not really into dogs. I'd rather it be a big cat, but you know, that's me. You know, it's cool. It's fine. No worries. Who's this? Mullet Holly. What's this over here? Anything interesting? No. What's this? What is this? I don't know what it is. Okay, this is hot. Anything over here that's interesting? Hello, who are you? Who is David? We have another one here. Talos Gringer. I'm just looking around getting a lay for the land, that's all. Wow, this is actually quite big. And look, we have a dancer dancing for nothing. What is this? Tip the dancer. Okay, fine. Yay, are you happy? Okay, that goes down. Who's this? Ganari Mitchbach. Wow, this is quite a large area. Which is awesome. I'm not complaining. Got the casuals, actually got the flash. Really? Is a vendor? The elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated, as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms, and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all of this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of imposingly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freund. You here for some magic? Because Zack Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your magic man. Hey, people call me that sometimes. You might be interested in magic. Are you a street mage? Zack lets out a throaty, barking laugh. Street mage? Me? Do I look like a street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He fishes a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before your eyes. No, chummer, I'm not a street mage. I've got the magic in my blood and the magic in these bags, but you won't catch old Zack studying any spell books, so he's a drug dealer. Well, in that case, let's talk about the magic you've got in the bag there. What have you got? Oh, a little bit of everything. I've got your Zen and your Hyper, your Nitro and your Nova Coke. If you want it, I've got it. Zack leans toward you and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I've even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. So you want to conduct a little business? What's the deal with the special concoction? Flash's grin broadens even further. His mouth is disturbingly large, and there's something menacing about the sight of those two white teeth. This is the real deal, chummer. A proprietary blend designed and delivered by yours truly. I'm sorry, I had something off screen. Pharmaceutical grade kamikaze cut with genuine spirit residue from the tear, and then mixed with my secret blend of herbs and spices. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in Berlin. Secret blend of herbs and spices. He produces a small packet filled with iridescent purple granulars from the pocket of his dirty jeans. Small packet from his pocket. Nah, can't talk. You want to get high? Buy some Nova Coke and throw yourself a party. But if you want to soar, you get yourself some flash. Do you want to conduct a little business? What's up with the bandages on your hands? Zack snorts. Out of a short burst of laughter, he waggles his bandaged hands in front of you. Oh, these? Nothing much, chummer, nothing much. Tussled with a spirit back in Amsterdam. You know, we elves are very spiritual people. You fought a spirit with your bare hands? Did I say fought? Zack winks at you, his smile twisting up into a licentious smirk. I am not familiar with that word. I'm gonna have to look that up. You can't help noticing that his eyelashes appear to be dusted with glitter. Nah, chummer. Zack Flash is a lover, not a fighter. We partied, then we tussled. Hard not to get banged up under the circumstances. Gotcha. Was that you were saying about elves? Elves, you know, my people, are creatures of the spirit. We've got the magic in our blood, whether we sling spells or not. I'm telling you, I've talked with spirits all my life, and it has nothing to do with praying to a totem or studying spell books. Flash lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Between you and me, my mojo is stronger than any corp wage mages. Take those rat scum bastards as technology. They cast spells all day and all night, right? Fire this and lightning that, just tossing them around like candy. Right, yeah, that's what they do. Look, I don't mean to cut you off, but I've got things to do. You want to make a sale or not? Well, I'm a businessman, and I suppose that you're a customer. Who am I to say no? Do you want to conduct a little business? Show me what you've got. I'm interested in seeing it. Flash, this is the hardcore stuff, okay. Adds +2 movement and +2 AP for 1 round. +2 body, +1 strength, and +1 willpower. That's interesting. Nitro, +2. Okay, this is the same stuff. Exit. Awesome. Okay, whoa, can I come over here? Wow, this place is big. Oh, there's another place over here. Okay. And there's a lot of exploring. Like, we can do a whole bunch of conversation and exploring just several episodes worth. I don't know if you guys want to do that. I would probably want to do that, because I'm so interested in the lore. Alright. What have they got? Right. Doot. Wonder if there are any Shadowrun novels. I need to look. This guy is Lane. Is this where we came in originally? No. This place is freaking huge. My neighbor import shop. Okay, this is where we came from. Right, okay. We can go down there. Okay. You are leaving controlled sector. Right. All these people to talk to. Let's talk to this guy and then we'll end this episode. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen trid screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Oh, I'm not gonna do a German accent. Sorry, guys. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I need some tech, and I'm on a tight schedule. Show me what you've got. I'm in the market for something exotic. What kinds of tech do you carry? Anything and everything. Need a new deck? Some software, perhaps? I'm your girl. She taps a painted fingernail against the molded plastic of her data jack. Or maybe you're a rigger, like I am. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two. It all sounds whiz to me. Let's see what you've got. Okay, so this is a tech vendor. Good to know. Hard decking 3. Oh, you know what? I have karma to spend, too. Probably won't do that this episode. Alright. So, yeah, in the next episode we will talk to everyone else we can find, spend our karma, and hopefully get into our next objective, which will be fun. But, you know, this is one of those games where it's all about the story, right? So I think talking to everyone, getting as much lore is really important. I mean, that's what it's all about. So, yeah, this is not a game to speedrun, let's just say that. So, thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. I'm really liking this story more than the previous campaign so far. This is a lot more my style. So, great. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and I will see you on the next run. Bye-bye.